it's Amber. So today's video is going to be a get ready with me, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Now, before the whole I tried a Nikki tutorials or Jaclyn Hill video became viral, I had someone recommend to me, one of my subscribers, that I should test out other people's makeup looks. And I was like, that is such an awesome idea. So I had been planning on doing that, and then as you guys know, my life hit the fan and everything got crazy. So if you want me to credit whoever created that idea, fine, whatever. But my original idea wasn't to do like a shocking, like, oh my gosh, see if I can do this crazy tutorial and kind of like poke fun at it. It was really to be like, can I take these tutorials, and it doesn't have to be anyone like famous, like, can I take these tutorials for like different eye shapes or, you know, different skin tones or whatever it may be, and make the looks work on me? Just kind of like evaluating like how helpful are tutorials, and will that help me, you know, make my tutorials better because I am following along somebody else's. When I asked on my community tab which palette you guys would like to see me use, it was pretty close. Like the e.l.f., the Golden State of Mind, and the Prism dupe, which I'm going to be using today, we're all super close. But I am going to be using the Aura palette, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to Google search like ABH Prism tutorials, see what I can come up with. I'm going to start with the eyes first, but I also have a foundation tip from Goss that I'm also going to try, so it's kind of a twofer today. I don't really know the rules of like putting people's videos in your videos, so I'm not going to be downloading someone else's video into this video. I should have thought ahead and asked her if I could use the footage, but anyway. So I just basically Googled ABH Prism tutorial, and the first one that was like basically the second tutorial is this one. So it's by Emma Cervin. I'm so sorry if I'm slaughtering your name, but I was like, okay, it looks gorgeous. You can see on my progress bar, I just watched a little bit of the first of it just to see like how the format was, and she was super sweet. I actually just subscribed to her channel right away. She has just under 200,000 subscribers, so even though she has a huge fan base, she's not somebody that I've ever heard of. So I was like, hey, you know, give a shout out to somebody who's not really talked about, I guess. And I thought the look was super pretty.
My channel. So in today's video, I'll be doing a look using the new Prism palette from Goss. If you want to see how to get this.
Okay, so the first thing she is doing is she is putting the orange shade. So I'm going to start with that, and I'm just going to prime my eyes and then just start building that up into my crease just like she's doing. So for those of you guys who checked it out, I did an Instagram live this past week for my BoxyCharm, and that was really fun. I always get super nervous to do it, and I know I probably shouldn't, but I totally do. I'm going to set this with some powder just because I feel like it will be better for me. She did her foundation first, so she had powder or something, I'm sure, on it. If you saw that, I mentioned that I changed my hair, which you can't tell. I will come back with it all done when I'm finished with the look. But I did change up my hair, but I am going to pin it up for right now just to kind of get it out of the way. Okay, so she's using a bigger fluffy brush, and I believe it's this darker orange shade. And I'm going to use the dupe for it from this Aura palette, and this one's called Mystique. My skin has been doing so good, but of course, right before I decide to film, I get one random zare there. I'm like, what? Seriously? Like, what is life? I'm grateful that it's looking better, but yeah. Nothing like having your acne in HD. Alright, so she has much bigger eyes than me, but she's just taking the blending brush and just going right under there. So, of course, I don't have my foundation on, so I'll touch this up. But following her steps for now, even though it's probably completely pointless.
I'm going to place Saturn in the crease and a little.
So next she's going into the green.
On the actual lid, and here I'm using the flat eyeshadow brush so I can press on a lot of pigments and blend the edges with a small blending brush.
I hope doing this series like helps me find more different people to watch, because sometimes I feel like, I mean, it's good that we're all kind of watching the same people. I'll be like scrolling through comments and I see you guys like commenting on videos, and I'm like, oh, hey girl, hey. It's kind of funny. Color is legit. Okay, so she put it on with a brush, a flat shader brush. This is actually one I bought off Wish. I know, crazy, right? But I like these because they're so tiny. They work great for hooded eyes. I think the set was for $1. But they didn't have a lot of cool blending brushes. It was mostly these synthetic brushes, but they work really good for putting color down. Okay, because my eyes are hooded and I can't go ham wild, I'm going to use a more tapered blending brush and soften that line a little bit. I already know this is not going to look as good as hers, but I'm going to try. My kids are so ready to be done with school every day. They're like, Mom, can we just stop? Can we just stop? Can we just have summer? We are going to have an awesome June, though, because my mom is coming to visit and my mother-in-law is coming to visit. So I'm basically going to have someone here chilling with me all summer long. Well, all of June. Kids will be so excited. We're trying to work out a plan to see if we can go back to Utah sometime. I don't know. It's just so hard. It's hard to figure everything out with like driving, and then you're like, well, should we fly, and what's going to be better in the long run? And you know, it's like, do we want to have a car? Yes, but we also want to not have it take forever. I feel like I kind of muddied this orange, so I'm gonna put a little more back in there. Okay, I'm gonna do the lower lash line like she does once I put my foundation on. Okay, so she's using this Aura palette, which I have a kind of a dupe for. So she is going in with this unicorn palette, is a dupe for it. It's the blue, and she's taking this color Celestial. That's when I saw this part, is where I stopped the tutorial and I was like, yes, totally doing this. So she is using this to create the halo look. I really would never have thought of this. Okay, that is so gorgeous. Like, that completely changed the look. That is so pretty. And it, like, so easy. That was really easy. So next she's using the whitish, it's called Lucid. And in my palette is this one right here, which is called Phenomenon. Let's take a break from this. I'm gonna wipe my face off. Okay, so let's go into our next inspiration video. So this one is from Wayne Goss, which, like, I feel like he doesn't do as many tutorials. He just does like factual videos. Like, I mean, if you follow him, you know what I'm talking about. Did a video about how to keep your foundation from coming off your nose, which is something that I really need. He did mention, like, hey, this is not something that I would do all the time, but I really, really liked the idea of it.
What to do about keeping foundation on your nose? Because a lot of times.
Okay, so he suggests moisturizing your face, but not moisturizing your nose. And I'm just going to leave moisturizer off. So he's suggesting to use a silicone-based primer. So I have this little sample size of the Smashbox Photo Finish. So I'm going to put it on my nose, but I'm also going to put it all over my face because I need it for the rest of my face too. Okay, so next he suggests to do a loose powder. So I have a mattifying powder from Flower Beauty. This is a new one that I've been testing out. So I'm just gonna puff my nose here. I don't like this powder as a finishing powder because I don't really like to bake, but I find applying it kind of over your primer works pretty well. Because look what it does. It just makes your skin white. Unless you dust it off really well, which it's like I don't see it in real life, but on the camera it shows. So that's why I have to just avoid using it as a finishing powder. Okay, so he says buff. So yes, buffing.
So this is step one. So I'm going to use Decay.
Eyeshadow primer.
Get some of it into the palm of my hand. Then I'm going to apply this over what I've just done.
Like what? So I don't really have any high-end eyeshadow primers, but I do have eyeshadow primers. So I've got some from e.l.f. and this makes me feel so weird doing this. I can't tell you. I'm gonna put it on over my nose.
Your masking palette again, and you're going to lightly buff that.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go as heavy with the powder, but I'm just gonna get a little bit and buff. Okay, so apparently this should make this not move. Now I'm free to put my foundation on. All right, I'm almost out of this, but I'm going to use some of this Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is the lightest regular shade before they extended it. So this is 01 Creamy Vanilla. I'm just dotting it on the back of my hand first so I don't just get a huge blob everywhere. And now I'll apply my foundation. So today I need to go to the beauty supply store, but it's so weird because none of the stores I used to shop at are here. And so my husband, he was like, I need some more hair gel because he went on a business trip and I guess he lost his like hair paste. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll get some, and I kind of forgot. So I need to find the store and see if I can find what I need. I had a deep conditioner that I bought right before I left, and somehow, I don't know if this just happens to me, but it like did not make it here. I don't know how. Everything else of my beauty products made it here, but not this. And I think it was like It's a 10 deep conditioner, and I used it once, and it was the one with protein in it, and I loved it, and I don't know how it didn't make it here, but it didn't. So I don't know if they carry that there. I'm not really sure what they carry, but we're gonna go find out. I'm just glad that they will let me shop there because I've been so spoiled. Heck, I've worked in this industry for almost 15 years. Give me my discount, girl. So it would just be really hard because, you know, everybody gets perks for their job. And it would be hard to give up those perks after going to school and spending so much time in the industry, if you know what I mean. Be like a car mechanic having to pay to get his car repaired full price, you know? It's like any job you have perks. I don't know if I didn't do as good of a job getting the primer on, but I feel like the sides of my nose are feeling a little like... Do you know when your foundation just sits on top of your pores? Let me show you guys. Like, I feel like it just looks like a cavern right there. Normally I put a pore priming filling primer right there, and I didn't today, so maybe I could do that too, because I feel like it's just like magnifying my pores right there. So that could just be because I skipped the pore primer, or maybe I just didn't get that one in there good enough, or blend it well enough, because I think it's covering it up now. But that's the worst, when you don't notice on the side of your nose, you don't blend it well enough, and then you're out in public and you're like, I mean, obviously that's a first world problem, but nobody likes unblended corners of their nose. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you don't want to be like, oh, here, let me blend that while you're, you know, at lunch or something. Okay, let's do concealer. This does feel like a lot of makeup on my nose, so I feel like this could go really, really right, or it could go really, really wrong. Because I feel like if it starts to come off, then I'm going to feel like it's like chunks of earth coming off my face, and it's going to be really noticeable because I'm so red underneath. But I am going to hope for the best. And if this is flawless, then maybe I'll just use this on those days when I need to go somewhere special. Because right now, like, my face is looking pretty awesome. Okay, so I've been using this Pacifica Naturalizing Powder. So I've just been kind of testing this out. Have to drop it so it makes it part of the video. I need like all the mattifying products. I don't know if you noticed how freaking oily my skin is now, because I watched back the footage of my video and it's like Shine City, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't even realize it. It just comes off on the video and I look like an oil slick, and so I'm like, all the mattifying things, give me all of them. This is so different. I had such dry skin and I'm still getting used to it. Okay, now I feel like I need some color back in my skin. I'm going to go in with my Hoola bronzer that I've been working on panning. It's kind of a balance to work between panning items and trying new items, but I found like during the week, I mostly just use my Project Pan items, and then on the weekends, that's when I really like play, or if I am filming, you know, then I switch it up a little bit more. It makes it feel like I'm not like being too much pressured. Of course, if there's a specific palette that I'm testing, sometimes I'll do like every other day. That way I get some good use on both ends without just exclusively using Project Pan or exclusively using new items, because there's other favorites I want to use too. So I'm going to be using this Love Hangover Love Flush Blush from Too Faced. I've been enjoying this, and I think the peachy tones will go nicely with this look. It's not too strong of a blush, and it's matte, so it's not going to be making me feel too highlighted. There, I feel like I've a person. You know what else? It's the eyebrows. It's them eyebrows. Seriously. So I started talking about my hair and then I forgot to finish. But the point of it is that I darkened my hair because I had kind of the platinum to a blended ombre. In real life, when I just did my hair, it actually was pretty blended. But on camera, it did not look blended at all. Like, for some reason, when the light shone, it just made this look super dark and this look super blonde. And it just came across really harshly, and I didn't like how it looked. Okay, so I used this Brow Gal instant brow thing that I got in my BoxyCharm. And I think now that I've darkened my hair, I think it will blend. See, I don't have like that giant root line anymore. Yay! Okay, so I think I just need a little bit of highlight. You know, let's take one from this unicorn palette. So let's do Dream. That's pretty. It has kind of a pinky gold shift, which I think works good with this look since it's got a little bit of that duochrome. Okay, so now let's go back to the eyes. So what she was doing is that she was putting this orange underneath the lash line, which I obviously have covered up now, and then a little bit of the green underneath it. I like started this video and somebody's like rude comment popped up, and it just like, I don't know what it is, but like when you get something like that, I just like totally threw me off, and then I feel like I just started this video off on like a weird note because I was like, why would you write that? They were complaining about something in my video that was not correct, which I literally had pinned a note, or I had pinned a comment at the top saying, hey, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, literally what you said is exactly in the pinned comment. Like, it's at the top of the page, whatever. But you know what? It's fine. It's not a big deal. I already knew that video was controversial because people always comment on it. Okay, so she is lining her eyes with a gel liner and then going in with the black and smudging it. So I have a brand new gel eyeliner to play with. This came in my BoxyCharm. This is the Pretty Vulgar liner. And let's get a little tiny brush. This thing scares me because it's like literally like a jar of ink. Oh, okay. All right, wish me luck. I'm going in. Not a fan of this lid because it's hard to get on, but I actually like this liner so far. Now, when I was doing my live, someone told me this stuff does smudge, so I'm glad we are setting it. I'm going to go back into the Unicorn Glow, pop that highlight just a little more. Okay, so she just finishes it off with mascara and then putting some falsies on. So did any of you guys see the video with Bunny and Shane Dawson? What am I kidding? Everyone saw that. You all saw that, right? It was like so crazy. I haven't finished it. I haven't watched the third one yet. Mostly because I'm terrified of scary things. So I'm like, what are they doing in that crazy place? So I haven't done that yet, but I don't know. I feel like this is like, okay, here's my opinion. Kris Jenner is like doing her like makeup collab with Kylie, and she's like, I'm gonna break the internet. And I'm like, Shane Dawson and Bunny, we did break the internet. She said they're dropping this collab thinking she's gonna break the internet, and I'm like, oh, Shane just dropped the mic, okay? I think it's like really cool and refreshing to be like, yeah, let's honestly look at how YouTube is going and talk about it. I feel like I need help with my channel, but I'm like, oh wait, that's only for dying channels, which applies to the fact that your channel must have been living at some point. So I don't think I exactly qualify for his help. Okay, So I'm going to put on these pure eyelashes and I'll be right back. Because heaven knows it's going to take me way too long. Alright, the lashes are on, the hair is done, and I'm just going to finish this off with a nude lip because that's what she used. But I'm going to do something a little more colored. This is Hype from AOA Studios. This has been my favorite nude recently, and I felt like it would really complement the look. So this is everything for the look, but I will check in tonight and let you guys know how the wearing of this went, since you guys are probably going to be curious. But here's how the finished look turned out. I love it. I definitely think I would wear this look again. Do I think it looks as amazing as hers? Probably not, just because I think, I don't know. I feel like when you have bigger eyes and you can see it a little more, it looks more intense. But I think I did a pretty good job. What do you guys think? Give me a thumbs up if you think I did okay. Alright, well, I'm curious to see how this foundation trick works. You can see, I mean, it looks pretty heavy, but it's solid. Let me give it a little spray. Set these babies down. So that is all for now. I'll see you guys later. Alright guys, I'm heading to the beauty supply. So here's what the makeup looks like in natural light. I actually don't think my nose looks incredibly cakey. I think these lashes are giant, but like, I feel like I don't look ridiculous doing this on my nose, and so far, it's staying on. Hey guys, so it's time for my check-in. It has been on my face for 10 hours, and I can honestly say, like, I am shocked how well my foundation has held up. Like, the fact that it hasn't rubbed off the tip of my nose like it usually does is pretty amazing, and I feel like this is something awesome I can put up my sleeve for those special occasions. I mean, it's a lot for every day, obviously, but like, this is amazing. So with the eyeshadow look, I kind of want to do like a fail or nail. And when I was looking back at the footage, I'm like, did I nail this or did I fail it? And I have a few things that I'm going to critique myself on, and I feel like this is how we get better, this is how we improve, because makeup is an art. We're always learning and growing. If you're not expanding your knowledge, then you're just going to be going in reverse, basically. And I was like, okay, her eye shape is different, so I feel like I didn't quite take that into consideration enough, and I should have brought my halo up a little bit higher. My next thing is, when I looked back at the footage, it looked too cut creasy, and that is where I was like, I didn't nail it. I definitely didn't nail it. I think it's more blended now because I've been wearing it all day and it's like blended out. But I think what happened is when I started blending it and it started turning more brown, I started getting scared and I went back in and put more orange. And when I looked at her picture, I'm like, duh, that's totally what hers has. So I'm going to show you guys what I would do a little bit differently. I'm going to take off these lashes because they're giant, and after 10 hours, let's be real, I am so done. So what I would do differently is I would just go through here with that green and just blend it more. I just feel like the lack of being scared to blend it. That's the thing. I think I was just too scared to blend the colors together, and when it started turning brown, I was like, oh no, it's getting too muddy. And I think, like, can you see the difference of this, where this one just looks too harsh? This one, and then I can go back in with not this brush, obviously, and put a little bit more intensity right there. But I feel like that was the main thing I would critique myself on, is that I didn't blend it enough. And it's just one of those things that, like, I think I just fell into my comfort zone of what I would normally do. And I think that is something we probably all of us do in a tutorial. You tend to go with what you're comfortable with. So now that I'm looking at my face a little bit closer, I still feel like my foundation looks good. But when I'm getting up really close, I'm starting to see a little bit of the patchiness here and here, and all the fallout I just created. And a little bit through here, it's definitely looking a little patchy, like I kind of need to like blend it. But I feel like just doing this, actually, just kind of not doing that. I feel like I could easily just put a touch more foundation on my beauty blender and just gone through like this and just touched it up and been able to go out for the night. But overall, I feel like the staying power was a lot better. But I did notice once I got a little closer that it was looking a little chunky monkey there, where it was starting to wear. So I would probably just say it will definitely last a lot better, but I think it would be nice to just check it up a little bit, maybe around the 6-hour mark, and just make sure you're going good. But I mean, 10 hours, like that's pretty good. I'm not gonna complain about that. So I think I learned something new today. I feel like I need to be a little bit more daring and not be afraid to blend a little bit more with these two contrasting colors. And I mean, this one, I think I almost went a little overboard now because I've covered up so much of it. And of course the highlight's not there anymore, and you know what I'm saying. But it's been a learning process. I'm excited to try another look. So I'm just going to be on the lookout for another look to try for next month. And I'm going to try to do like a get ready with me with, you know, the palette I'm using, which is, this is my technically the one I've been using. So instead of just using the palette, just testing out different makeup looks. I think that some of them that are mine and some of them that are someone else's, because I think we tend to do things the same way, and it's nice to switch things up and learn something new. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was a really long video, but I felt like it was interesting, hopefully. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!